Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Michelle, and here on my channel I do weekly cash stuffing and budgeting videos. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, please subscribe so you don't miss when I post a new video. So today we are doing the long-awaited debt update video, and honestly, I have been dreading this because I don't even want to see it for myself, the amount of debt that we're in. And I know, so please don't judge me, honestly, like, I'm having a hard time, like, putting it out there. I know we're in a worse off position than we were for my last update, and yeah, it's really, like, embarrassing how much debt we have. So please be kind. Don't judge, and we are trying to get out of this debt. We are in the process of selling our house in California. We have, 2 years ago, we moved to Nevada, and we're renting a house here, and we're renting out the home that we own in California. So we are in the process of putting that house on the market, and once that sells, we should be able to pay off everything. But right now, we are still slowly chugging away at this debt. As you guys can see, it's June's update. If you guys watch any of my videos, you would know I do everything kind of a month ahead. So I think when you guys are seeing this, it's July, but this is for June. So it is June 17th as I'm filming this. So I took the beginning balances of everything, and I've already made my payments for everything, and I'll go through it with you guys here. However, keep in mind, like, my still owe category, or like what I owe on it now, is probably going to keep changing because I'm not taking into account any of the interest. That's just too much for me to be able to, like, calculate. So everything is accruing interest, so what I still owe is probably not going to be 100% accurate, but it will be close enough. I'm going to try and keep up and doing this every single month. I said that before, and I think it's been like a year. It's just really hard for me to sit down and do this. So yeah, we are here finally. But yeah, just please be kind. I know it's, like, mortifying. But we're going to start with this first page. I have 2 pages here. This is the first page, and this is going to be our loans. So the first one is my husband's motorcycle. And we still owe, at the beginning of the month, we owed $7,226.96. I did make a payment of $260, and so my estimated what we still owe is $6,966.96. So this one we have been paying on for kind of a long time. So I feel like we've paid the majority of the interest, and now I feel like we're really making progress. So this might be pretty accurate. We'll see next month when I have my new statement balance. But I think the interest is primarily done, I think. Car payment, the interest is very new. It's June. We bought our car in September of last year, so, like, we're still paying a ton of interest. And I don't even know the calculations to figure out the interest payments. So I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm just going to, like, guess how much we're going to still owe on it, and it's probably going to be wrong because we're probably not paying as much towards principal as I realize that we are. But it's just too much for my brain to comprehend, so I'm not going to do it. But for our car payment, as of the beginning of June of this year, we owe $19,067.03. I did make a payment of $410 to that, and now my estimated what we owe is $18,657.03. Next up is my personal loan. I've also had this one for, I want to say, 2 years now. And I feel like this one's also starting to make progress, so we might be pretty much done with the interest. Maybe not. I don't know. Again, the interest is just too much for me to comprehend. So, I should make a little spreadsheet thing for how much interest we pay. Maybe I'll do that next month. Let me know if you guys want to see the interest that we pay. I did actually calculate it out, and it's like, just in credit cards, it's like $1,000. So let me know if you're interested in seeing that also. But personal loan, as of the beginning of the month, I owed $569.09. Sorry, I have like this little paper next to me that I'm trying to read, and I mixed up the numbers. And then I made a payment of $540, and so I still owe, according to my calculations, $15,029.09. So again, these are very estimated. The beginning balance is like super exact, but my estimated, because I don't know the interest, is estimated. So my total balances for my loans, where is my paper? So the beginning balance for what we owe in just like loans is $41,862.96, which is crazy. We ended up paying, oh shoot, I don't think I wrote down how much I paid. Let me calculate that real quick. So I paid $260 plus $410 plus $540. So I paid $1,210 towards loans, and we still owe, again, estimated, $40,653.08. So yeah, we started with over 41,000 and now we're over 40,000. So we made about a $1,200 dent. Again, there is interest involved, so that's probably going to be a smaller dent than we want. But yeah, we will come back to this at the end because I have a whole other page for you guys. So now we have our credit cards, and if you guys watch my debt cash stuffing videos, you would know this is our priority. I only make minimum payments on the loans. This is what we're trying to dig out of. I had it to 3 credit cards and I have made it to 6. So yay. Yeah, it's really stupid. I did list these from lowest to highest because we are going to be doing the debt snowball. So let's start. I do have 2 different Discovers. That's why you see 2 and then 1. So this is my second Discover card. And this one is the one that we used to pay to get the gutters cleaned. So like I said, we're trying to sell our house in California. We don't live in the state, and so it's really hard for us to get the house ready to sell. So we have to hire out people to do things. So that was one of the things that our realtor said needed to be done before getting it on the market, was to clean out the gutters and clean off the solar panels. And so that was $862. And that is what I put on this credit card, because this credit card I didn't use for a long time, and so it was about to close. So I just was like, okay, whatever, I'm going to put something on that and then pay it off. So I did do that. So I did pay $862 to this card, and now we don't owe anything. That one's paid off. So yay. So we should be down to 5 credit cards. So that's all. Still terrible because I had it to 3. But life happens. We have a huge family. Like, there's 8 of us right now, soon to be 9 of us. And, you know, like, it's just really expensive. A lot of the money I put on to my Discover card was food related because I struggle with keeping our grocery budget in check. But anyways, let's move on to my husband's Chase card. So this is his Amazon card. He bought his son's plane ticket here. On that, he's bought in a couple of like gunsmithing stuff. So if you guys don't know, he does own his own business. He owns a gun shop, and he is also a practicing gunsmith. And so he does buy stuff for like the projects. He tries to put most of the stuff on the company, but if it's going to be more personal, then he'll pay for it himself. And this one, he bought a couple other things, but yeah, this one is his card. What is this one? Right now he owes, sorry, my notes are really messy. $1,000 at the beginning of the month. He owed $1,159 So the majority of this was his son's plane ticket here. So if you guys are new, my husband has 4 kids with his ex-wife. 2 of them are living here with us, and 2 were living with their mom. The oldest, he wanted to come visit, and so my husband bought his plane ticket to come here. They live in Ottawa, Canada, which is above like New York, and we live in Nevada, so it's like 3,000 miles. So the plane tickets are very expensive. So that was like the majority of what this was. And then I paid only the minimum payment on this, which was $35. So we still owe $1,124.99. He did buy a Wi-Fi extender yesterday, so it's going to be different. But this is going to be the next one that we're going to try to tackle. And then next up we have my main Discover card. So this is the one that we put the paint on. I think we put the paint on this. No, I think we did that on this card. This covered a lot of groceries. This covers anything I really don't have money for. And I'll put it on this card. And I guess I had a couple payments that, like, when the beginning balance was there, they didn't process all the way, and so like it didn't show up on there. So next month when you see this, it is going to be quite a bit higher. But I'm just going to do the still owe on like what I paid, but things have like gone through on that card, and now it's more. But at the beginning of this month, I'm trying really hard not to use my credit cards. I've been really good, but I have used them a few times. Like, I'm just being honest. I am human. I am trying, but life happens. At the beginning of the month, I owed $1,205.81. I paid the minimum payment of $35. And so according to this, we would still owe $1,170.81. Like I said, it's going to be higher. It's like $3,300 now. Because I think, what did I use this for? I don't know. I used this for a big purchase, and I don't remember if it was the paint or if it was something else, but it was most likely related to the house because we've just been trying so hard to get this house on the market. But the Chase card, the Amazon card that's mine, I have had this card for a couple of years, and I feel like I've never made a dent in this card. Like, every time I try to pay it down, like, the interest just keeps going up, and it's just like this card has stayed at like the max out for a long time, and I need to get this one down. But we owe $9,800 and where are we? $9,894.75 at the beginning of the month. I made a minimum payment of $320, and so what I owe now is going to be $9,574.75, but obviously this is going to accrue interest. I think like $250 a month charged in interest, and so it like literally stays the same. But next we have my Citi card, and this one, I don't even know how it got this high because I also had this one paid off. But yeah, this one is sad to see. I don't know what happened. I think this is the one that the paint went on. When I said I had to pay the rent with my credit card, I used this one. And yeah, I don't know what else I used this card for because it's way higher than it should be. Because now it's at $10,230.96. And I paid the minimum payment of $574.75. Ooh, 75. And so now I owe $9,656.96. And then lastly, we have my husband's like bank card. So like the credit card through his bank. And this one is the highest. This one, he's had this card for a really long time. This one has had a balance for a really long time. This is usually the card he uses to buy all the kids' plane tickets and to do all those big purchases with. Yeah, so this one has been accruing over several years that we've just never paid off. And now we are at a grand total of $22,991.41. His minimum payment is $646. However, I pay $700 every month because it is so high. I'm trying to get this down, even though like it's not like in the snowball. I should do minimum payment for that, but like it is so high. So I do pay a little bit extra. So I do $700 instead of the $646. That was the minimum payment. But we still owe a grand total of $22,000. Oh man, $291.41. So as you can see, our debt is a lot. The total beginning balance of our credit card debt was, where are we? Credit card. So credit card beginning balance was $46,344.92 just in credit cards, which is insane. And I told my husband, once we are out of credit card debt, like I do not want to touch the credit cards ever again. I'm gonna go and see what we are for what we paid. $862 plus 35 plus 35 plus 320 plus 574.75 plus 700. Okay, so we paid a total of no, that's not right. Is it? I guess so. 862, 35, 320. Yeah, I guess that's right. I thought I paid closer to 3,000, but I guess not. 25, 26, 75. So $2,526.75. He wants to like use one credit card at a time and pay it off just to like keep our credit score high. However, I feel like I don't like credit cards and I never want to use them ever again. But yeah, so ending balance of the credit cards after paying $2,526 is $43,318.93. I put 93. This says 92. I'm gonna put 93 because that's what I wrote over here, but I don't know. My math is I've never claimed to be a math whiz. So if you guys watch my videos, I'm wrong a lot. So yeah, we started with $46,000 in credit card debt. Now we have $43,000. We're gonna get like $1,000 in interest probably. So we'll probably be about $44,000 by next month. And we are working at this debt. I use all of my server tips to pay off my debt. If you guys haven't seen my cash stuffings, I recommend you watch those. I have an entire binder dedicated to paying off debt. Like I said, we're going to be selling our house. Hopefully it sells fast and we can pay off everything, if not like almost everything, and then finally be in a better position. And I never want to touch credit cards again. But yeah, if you guys could tell, this was a lot of debt, and that's why I have been dreading showing the entire world for so long, because it's mortifying. So let's go back to the first page where it says the total debt. So we are going to total this all out, and we are going to take my total beginning balance for my loans, so $41,862.96, plus my total balance for credit cards, which is $46,344.92, which comes to a grand total of a total debt. This is not including our mortgage, by the way. We do have a mortgage. That's our only other debt, is our mortgage. $88,207.88. With a ending balance of $40,653.08 plus $43,818.93 for a grand total of $84,400 $72.01. So that is my debt update for you guys. We started the month of June with $88,000 of debt, and we ended it with $84,000 of debt. So I paid about $4,000 worth of debt. So yeah, just my cash tips. 2 years ago when my husband opened his business, I did take $10,000 out of my my emergency fund, and I gave it to them for a startup. So they do pay me back slowly. I get $500 a month from their company, and I do add $500 a month to our debt. So whatever I make, I add $500 to that. I bought my stepson a motorcycle with my cash that I had for my savings challenge. And he is making monthly payments on that. So I'm using the money that he is paying monthly to go to debt. So like I'm adding every little bit that I can to this debt. And yeah, so we need about $84,000 to $85,000 as of right now to get out of debt completely. Like I said, we're trying to sell our house. We are trying to sell it for almost $400,000. We only owe $265 at the high end. So we should be able to profit a decent amount on the house. So that is what we're hoping for. If we can sell the house for, I think $285, I calculated, or no, $385, I'm sorry. If we can sell the house for $385, we'll pretty much like break even. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys are going to be kind to me because this was really hard for me to do. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. I'm really trying to hit that 2,000 subscriber mark. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.